and that person is a dentist, it means you have a toothache. Amen. So that's one thing. Please collaborate, understand one another, be considerate. And it's not me, tell never, it's us. Amen. Because you are more than one day. Appreciate one another. We do have a medical team. If someone has got issues with health, we also want to identify the people that are on medication. You must identify yourself. We also have this medical angle. There are people who are on medication, and there are people who have to eat, who will be eating Daniel fast at the year. You know where you are, and you must just identify yourself to the medical team so that they make sure that you have the breakfast and whatever before you take your medication. And then there is also ushering team, there is pastors, there is going to be baptismal. Amen. Those who need to be baptized, you need to speak to Pendulo. Then you will take your names for baptism. That will happen on Saturday. The program is uncertain. Tell neighbor, the only thing that is permanent in this camp is change. I don't want to lie to you. Because our chief is not here. So whatever she says, it goes. That's why I'm saying to you that when that bell rings, don't try and waste time, because you might come back when the service is finished. So you need to just comply to the whistles and the program. Okay, for 3 days, those who are not eating, what will sustain us? We'll be having a holy communion. I am going to give you the scriptures, and you are going to write them down. They will be the drivers of these 3 days. The prayer and fasting. Amen.
Jeremiah chapter 6, verse 9. Thus says the Lord of hosts, they shall thoroughly glean as a wine the remnant of Israel, as a grape gathered. Put your hand back into the branches. Verse 10. To whom shall I speak and give warning, that they may hear? Indeed, their ear is uncircumcised, and they cannot give heed. Behold, the word of the Lord is a reproach to them. They have no delight in it.
Psalms 109, verse 24.
Psalms 109, verse 24. My knees are weak through fasting, and my flesh is feeble from lack of fatness. Verse 25. I also have become a reproach to them. When they look at me, they shake their heads. Verse 26. Help me, O my Lord. Oh, save me according to your mercy.
Joel 2, verse 20. Joel 2, verse 12.
Joel chapter 2, verse 12. Now therefore, says the Lord, turn to me with all your heart, with fasting, with weeping, and with mourning. Verse 30.
Yeah.
So rend your heart and not your garment. Return to the Lord your God, for he is gracious and merciful, slow to anger and of great kindness, and he will relent from doing harm.
Isaiah 58, verse 3.
Isaiah 58, verse 3.
You can start from verse 1.
From verse 1. Cry aloud, spare not, lift up your voice like a trumpet. Tell my people their transgressions, and the house of Jacob their sins. Verse 2. Yet they seek me daily, and delight to know my ways. As the nation that did righteousness, and did not forsake the ordinance of their God. They ask of me the ordinances of justice. They take delight approaching God. They ask of me the ordinance of justice. They take delight in approaching God. Verse 3. Why have we fasted, they say.
Ask neighbor, do you know why are you fasting? That's what you must write down. Amen. Why are you fasting? Because you know that we can be fasting, but also be quarreling. We can be fasting, the food is laid off, but our hearts get hardened. That's why you find this weekend, there are so many activities, but there's very few breakthroughs. Some of the people are even discouraged. Because Jesus said, as long as I'm here and I'm alive, disciples, you don't have to fast. But tomorrow is taken away. Then they had to fast. That's why the disciples had to fast. Now that's an individual question. When Jesus was on earth, he said, they asked, why are the disciples not fasting? He said, because I'm doing it. Remember, Jesus was this kind of a leader that would not ask you something that he wouldn't do. So he was already fasting. Now he told them, he says, these disciples, they are not fasting because I'm with them and I'm doing it. But on Good Friday, when I'm taken away from them, there will be a need for fast. So now ask your neighbor, why are you fasting? Now what people will say, tomorrow he is being taken away. Can't the woman you follow you? I know disciples. Many times, people are not even interested in what you say. It's what you do. Now if they ask you and you don't know, these were common people who were asking Jesus. These people are your friends. They are following you. Now, why not searching? Why? And they don't have to. But there will be a time. And that time we call it Easter. So this is like a moment of truth and a definition of our relationship with Him and a token of appreciation. Because we are disciples in our own way, but we value this time because we understand that He has done so much on our behalf. That's why we are here. We are not in Durban. Not that we can't, but what is priority? Acknowledgement of the sacrifice. He was the Messiah. He could have asked anybody to do it. But there are things that needed Him to execute. Even in our lives, there are things that will not happen until you fast. One thing not to eat. Tell me, it's another thing to fast. Because He says, in the fasting, He is interested in your heart attitude. He is interested in your time usage. Because this is the time you have taken. Nasendlini inje Look, Satan was in the kingdom, so he understands the philosophy of Christians very well. He just distracts your mind. He doesn't even he won't come physical, he just comes through worry, number one. Because you cannot pray when you are worried. That's why some of these times, people can even think you're selfish. They don't come often. This is quality time. Because you can work, do everything right, and some of the things are not moving. Now you start getting discouraged, not because you can't, but when you are fasting, you are also quarreling. if you are fasting. When you are fasting, you don't fast the things that you like. You're still on TV. I can go higher, we can try and fast. We are easily distracted. Now the environment is conducive. When they say break, please tell your neighbor it doesn't mean sleep. I'll even make an example of people who are best at what they take. For instance, Neymar. You know, he has to kick the ball 100 times a day. He's so good at what he does. When people are saying they are out of season, he is practicing. Same with the things of the Spirit. If we say let's depart, we don't mean we are saying we are departing as a group, but individually go and find a corner. When you pray, you are talking to God. When you meditate, you are listening. I'm going to meditate. I'll be quiet. God's voice will be louder, and his prophecies will be revealed. Some of the callings are going to be established here. Amen. Remember, nobody can give you a gift. Tell me, it's already there. But such environments, they steal them. Amen. And when you are low, you can't say, God, I'm giving you time, but your heart is in endurance. Amen. That's why I'm saying this cafe Kawusani next energy. I'm going to drink him. I'm going to beg them, but I'm telling you in advance what kind of a place we are in and what can come out. Amen. God is faithful. Amen. We have to understand why we're here. Fasting is willfully abstaining from natural pleasures for a spiritual purpose. Are you writing down? There are habits that stop us from being spiritual. Now we are agreeing. Please tell your neighbor, as Bob, I am willingly abstaining from pleasures, desires, for a spiritual purpose. I don't want to define the desires because they are vast. There are things you thought you have stopped. I tell neighbors, and what I like, it's willing. It's willing. Nobody is forcing you. You are talking to your. I think I'm right. It's all right. I can hear you. Do you hear what I'm saying? The first thing is what? Killing the habits. We are willingly going to bury our habits. Thank God. Tell me there's no TV. Abstain. You can gossip on Tuesday, no problem, but please be on leave. These few days. And remember, I think we agreed it's a corporate, so it's not one person. So we have habits from our houses. Tell me, shower, I say, I could but we are killing the habits. Yes! People are they can manage themselves public. The problem is private because now you are going to be exposed. Because I'm saying we have to abstain. I'm not saying when you abstain, Pastor, when you abstain, is it something that is permanent? You're a graduate. Tell us. Okay, let's ask PhD. When you abstain, is it something permanent? Well, how would you define abstinence? Give.
So I think it's withdrawing an action for a period of time.
Tell me, who's on Tuesday? Amen. You are. There's a duration. It's not permanent. Tell me, no more. Recopane, renality weakness. Amen. Please tell neighbor, the acceptable period of fasting, and I can guarantee you still be alive, is 40 days. So if tomorrow afternoon you feel like dying, it's a lie.
Amen.
Yes. Our bodies can contain the fat and live on it, but after 40 days, then it starts being anorexic and toxic because it goes to your muscle. But we have told them we have enough fat, don't worry. Our bodies have got. So by tomorrow evening, even if you walk like this, you won't go. Because you can live. Your body is designed to live. That's why Jesus they said 40. Yeah. People who, it's those who want to beat the rock. So Saturday, I don't want to talk to you. But I want you to remember this. Prophet said, a human being can live without food and water for how many days? Then you quickly remind yourself you're on how many days? So it is dedicated to a period of time to seek and devote yourself to a spiritual commitment without food. Amen. What does fasting require? It requires focus. It requires discipline. It requires purpose. Tell neighbor, you don't have to pray with Papa. So fasting for weekend. Fasting requires focus. Correctly so, but focus on what? Focus on problems. Baba. Suicide spirit. Focus on God, not that man, wife, husband, children. Please tell them, focus on a big G. Please tell them, not even on you. I can't even we care how can fast. I'm doing what? Focusing on who? Not my husband, my wife, my children, my business. God, you people, you need to love God first. The rest will follow. There's nothing that it doesn't know. I told you and I promised you, when you make this decision to come here, we are no longer asking, tell them we are picking.
Amen. Amen.
But that has got an if statement. If you focus on God. So fasting requires focus on not who, what, where, hey. God. Other people are asking me, how do I focus on God? I can live. When you have discipline, the focus on God is not a symptom, it's a result. Because you are disciplined, then you can focus. If you are not disciplined, your mind is everywhere, you can't focus. When you come out of here, you won't have to tell people. Your life will be evident. But it also depends how tired are you with your issues. If you are very, very, that's why the stomach must be empty. So there, whenever Prophet is laughing, she's got a picture of some people on the We are not fasting to show that we are more spiritual. We are not fasting because we are better. We are fasting because we are aware of the requirements and we are also aware of the benefits. But the benefits are not only for our families. Write their names down. Yes! You write your children, anyone you know, and you want them to be somewhere in life. This is the opportunity. What are the effects of fasting? Do you think when you fast, God hears you quicker?
I think when you fast, you have a closer relationship with God.
So you are not twisting his arm. Tell me. You are not manipulating. Tell me. You have a relation. How you got it? I'll give you one, my friend, out of 10. Yes. When you thought when you fast, yes, the fast is to change you. It's got nothing to do with God. The fast is for you and for you to be better and for you to engage more. But before we thought when you fast, so he says that fast is for your benefit. Why? You increase the love. You account for your time. You get closer to him. Everything revolves around you being better at serving him, not him being manipulated by us. Because many Christians think when they are fasting and the other one is not fasting, God is going to answer them this afternoon. No. He says, you see, when you fast, immediately you move from child to son.
Amen.
You qualify yourself for sonship. But what happens to God? Nothing. He's sovereign. That's why he still loves you, whether you fast or not. But when you fast, there are benefits. There are effects as well. You change. Tell the neighbor, when you are hungry, you change quicker.
Yes. Amen.
Than when the stomach is. The Bible says their bellies are their God. They are in food and stomach. I will destroy. That's another habit. That habit makes us make wrong decisions, do things. But when you are hungry, even when God is asking you something, you can't argue. Tell them there's no English. Yes, Lord. I'm going to do it.
Hallelujah.
And these are going to spring up as you pray. That's why I say wherever you move, you must take a pen and paper. I know you like music, but leave your headphones. Just hear a bed. There's no robots here. There's no hooters. It's just water and beds. The river going. And tsui. Zambona Tasha. Zambona Tuesday. But focus. Every second is precious. Sometimes you substitute
you're saying it's headphones, but it's a distraction on it. Yes. Tell them that's the reason why we have distracted. It's nothing to do with monetary gain. It's what becomes of you when you're in a certain environment. Why? Environment affects you. So you can go back. We agreed that when you abstain, it's for a certain period. So we are asking you to abstain from headphones, phone, arguments, kuluma, what else? I don't abstain from bad things. Yeah, all the other habits are not distracting. We abstain. Amen. I love no. I'm saying when we leave now, what are you going to do? To bath. I can you don't know when the hour. And what are you going to do? And what are you going to do? You put your head down. You don't start dreaming dreams. Why? Because we have come to work. Tuesday you are going to your job. Jobs, they fire you, they performance appraise you, they what. Work, no one can touch it. It's your gift. Amen. That's what you must be working on. It's permanent. Everything else can go. But how do you evaluate performance on a gift, my friend? How do you fire a gift? So that's what I'm saying. This is real work. No one will take what you are going to receive. Never. Never. No one. It's for life, for keeps. You're investing in your spiritual bank account. And enjoy the withdrawals. The other effects of praying, you've got to put yourself in a position that God uses you. And He's going to use you through prayer and yes. If you don't position yourself to be utilized by God, no matter how gifted you are, because you have to be in the right position, spiritually, mentally, physically, every area of your life, you must put yourself in a position that tomorrow, those who will be leading prayer, those who will be singing, those who will be interceding, God can use you. But the position matters. You have to position yourself. I'm positioning myself when I'm a worshiper and I hold the microphone. People don't have to fall. I don't know how you define these things. Yeah, because people, oh, God was moving. Look, God is always in motion. Even now, He's moving. We are so accustomed to a certain kind of behavior. Yes, our minds are too conditioned. That minds are too good. That's why people who are alive there. Because you believe in what you see. You don't believe in what you don't see. Now you can position yourself for God to use you. Tell neighbor, I'm not talking about group. I'm talking about yes. You can sing and God is using you, but people are looking at you.
Amen.
You can be interceding there. I am able to speak and flow because you are. And God is using you. Why will you make up and down to be used by God? It needs maturity. You can be quiet, not saying anything in the office. God can use you to turn around the business. But you are. Because He's looking at the attitude and the condition of your life. Many opportunities have passed Christians because what they have they undervalue. What they don't have, yes, they overvalue. Because you are here, there are some of the things that are going to happen holistically in this camp, but you would not have stood in front of people. But the impact, but it needs maturity. The people believe that God can use you. If pastor said, Papa said, can you please lead prayer? Oh, I'm used. No. Oh, yeah. Because he's interested in what? An attitude. Not what you do gymnastics. So people who are truly used of God, they don't engage in gymnastics. Yes, their life speaks for them, not what they do in public. Privately, they call it private victory. When you are alone. So God says you must position whether you are kneeling down or you are. Because at some point, I know from Saturday, tell me about the point of separation from men and boys. God will use you in your seat. Yes, He will show you hidden things. He'll give you direction. It's not the limelight. The people who are going to be pouring the holy, God will use their hands. Now when people are, the Spirit is flowing, you look at one person, this is a corporate thing. And it is corporate anointing. But the person must be positioned. Jesus is a magician. Tell them, you must position to be used of God. So are we clear now? That you have a gift and you can be used in any way. People are fighting for positions, even at work. Confusion. I've been a member here. My figure is always praying. I know. God can use to sit. There's no point of arguing, fighting. Even at work, God can use you at the gate, opening the boom gate. Look, if He doesn't open, you won't reach your office. God can use you whilst you are trimming the hall, putting glass. I've done it for years in churches, people's churches, cleaning toilets. Didn't bother me. There are things I could do, but I could sit there. People only knew me after 15, 20 years. God was using me, but I was on the chair. It's not something born yesterday. It didn't bother me. Every member is a minister. Amen. So if you see a paper, God is using it. Tell them what you can.
Amen.
Tell them whatever you to be used in the limelight. If you come here in the hall and it's dead, tell them God will use you. Position yourself with the broom. Instead of asking, who's supposed to clean here? Go to the shower, toilet, there's no tissue, tell them God will use you. How many people want to be used of God? Tell them it doesn't matter how. As long as I'm used by God, not Satan. Amen. So we agree that we are vessels of use. And any task. Huh? Yes. Any task. Yes. Oh, I'll remind you. Yes, because remember, we have kitchen, we have children, we have departments. Now, if you want your gift to emerge, this is the platform. Amen. See where you can be used. Huh? Tuesday, tell them, neighbor, I told you will sleep. Or tell them, shake them. God is using you to wake someone up. Wake them up! You see how God is good? He uses people to wake others. So when you position yourself to be used of God, it's like there is a trailer, big tank, and you are hooking yourself to it, and it sustains you, especially in hard times. When there's no man involved. Because when you position yourself, it's not only to be used in good times. I see people's faces, they are straight, but they are Ask your neighbor, how are you feeling? Ask her, what happened to the focus? I wish I could say go. But that's not the purpose. I forgot to announce, leave your night dresses at home. Because even those night gowns, they come with the spirit of sleep. You must stay. The pyjama. You will not regret. I wouldn't be wasting my time. I'm telling you that it took me long to be a Christian. So I know what I'm doing and what we are doing, it works. It works. Prophet is not a gullible Christian. It has been tested. It works. If it was not working, it works. If you're given pleasure and fasting, I choose what? Because it works. Now you can't let your body detect you. I thought you were chief. But some of you are captured. Your body is saying, too little. You have to be in charge of your destiny. This is just flesh. So if it's tired, tell it it's too early. I tell you, tell me. Fasting out sets things back into perspective, because when you are focused, you look at things differently. Amen. Some of us, our circumstances have been playing with our minds. We've stopped dreaming. We've stopped pursuing. We have declared life generally as an unhappy element. Things are happening. But when you fast, you will look at things from a different God's perspective. Yes. And the first thing when a person becomes spiritual, you get rid of what? Fear. Fasting helps you to get rid of fear of the unknown, fear of failure. People have got needs. Naturally, everyone wants to be successful. People want to make it. People want to be acknowledged. People want to be loved. Some of you are fearful of even falling in love because of the nightmare you have currently. Fear of getting married. Fear of opening a business. Fear of studying. Fear of advancing yourself. When you fast, you're going to register. When you fast, you're going to start your business. Yes, because it gets rid of fear. Fear is worse than cancer. Fear paralyzes you. People are not succeeding because they are failures. They are even scared of starting. It's better to start and be delayed. It's not even failure. Amen. And be delayed than not to. But after fasting, Esther told the people, she said, please fast for 3 days. That king will listen. So it means she was bold only when she was fasting. So I pray that you'll have the spirit of boldness by Sunday. Boldness to start a business. Boldness to commit. People are staying together forever. They are fearful. boldness to advance your life, boldness to stand for what you believe, boldness to make decisions. Tell them after fasting, no discussions, decisions. One way, decision. Because it's a spirit fear. I always interpret the people who lived, but don't tell them. You know, people that go to gym and lift. You will be surprised how fearful they are in real life. Then we look at the benefits of fasting. Others are already saying loss of weight. That's number last. That is number last. The real benefits. Spiritual benefits. Fasting instills discipline. Amen? Yeah. When you are accustomed to fasting, there are things that our age group are very excited with. But you'll see a different view. Amen? There are things that people are chasing, but for you it will be easy to say no to good things. Not everything that shines is gold. Sometimes it's a glass. You get to be able to discern. Please tell your neighbor, it's irrelevant how you got to where you are, because that's your past. But going forward, make fasting your lifestyle. Amen? Because it will give you insight. Some of us, if I knew the truth I know, I'm telling you the truth, I could have made different decisions. But naturally, we as Christians, we like handing over our lives. We don't get responsible. Now this fasting will help you and teach you to be accountable. Yes, you have pastors, prophets, you have people to follow, but you follow them from afar, because God must also give you an independent mind. You need to be strong as a person. Amen? Yes. I mean, if we are not here for a week and you have to make a decision, will you wait for pastor? Now you ask God to give you that insight to be decisive. A good leader will not only pray for someone's problems to go. They will be concerned about continuity. And when someone is concerned about continuity, they are conscious of the next generation. So they will not only do things for you, they will also teach you how. That's why when we come here, those who are wise, don't look at anything, but see the people that you inspire from morning to evening, what they do. Like Pastor Sophie, you must check how she likes. Good leader is conscious of the next generation. You only know what you are taught. You only know what you read and what you learn. And you can't do it alone, but it can't be done all the time for you. Because I also didn't know that one day I will be this. I could have started early. But God knows. He says everything is beautiful in its time. And I'm very fortunate because I've got a master to emulate. Prophet Sophie. I've got someone to look at the mirror. So I'm saying, in such environments, there are also things you can learn that no college can teach you. When you look at Samson and Joseph, who looked strong? He looked strong. stronger, wiser, and handsome, and six-pack. They said he was. How about Joseph? But it's interesting because when you have a spiritual capacity, it's not the outward. The same person who was perceived to be huge died with no eyes and no hair. Same temptation. The other one runs, the other one stays. So spiritual capacity works inside. Where you are strong, you laugh about things that people cry for. You laugh about situations where people want to commit suicide. You have capacity to handle. Kosiam, but we regret to inform you, Uri, hallelujah. Spiritual capacity, it assists you to handle naturally what destroys people.
Amen.
Yes. There are people who cannot face their circumstances and they go straight to childhood. Even big men, they don't have spiritual capacity. You just see their behavior. This is what you must fight for. I'm not going away feeling the way I'm feeling, petty, minute things, and short-tempered, and hey, get strong. Inside! This one, when she or he opens the mouth, spiritual muscle. Please tell your neighbor, these are the things to pursue. Leave everything else. If you want to benefit from this fast. Is this a good man? Oh, you are up and awake. It gives you a clear mind. And it also solves problems. Fasting. Who says yes, I believe? When you are fasting, you are objective. But it also depends where. You are fasting where. If you're fasting at home and that bed fasting, you have price. That's all we have to do. But it gives you a clear. And if you are fasting, you only see mountains. There's no Edgar's. There's no phone call. There's no when are you coming to pay. There's no email. There's nothing to worry about. But I'm just saying that quality time where you connect in the spirit and you have nothing to worry about for a change. Powerful, eh? That's why we must extend it. You'll be off sick at 5. Extend. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Or amen. I will talk to you on. Saturday is too far. Tell them on Friday after. So tomorrow, please remind me, we need to have a camera. No, for the outside, what will be happening? Spiritually, they will say there was winds. We need to see that what we are reading. I can last day so what the Bible is the same. So we are making it live. Because Christians have got too much info, they fail on application. So when we can see and relate, it also helps us that this is not history, it's eternity. It's still happening now. It gives you a pure heart. It will remove certain behaviors and habits, certain desires. Tell them our fasting is powerful. Lust of food, lust of what, lust of Say it. You know it. Till never again. Now it means you are burying it. Yes. I can like it. You know, ne? Tell never. Nobody knows you the way you are. But you must be tired of the way you are. So fasting will help you. These 3 days can take away certain lustful things that we couldn't get rid of. Last year, Jijo, food. After you go, you don't really mind. Do you know that 90% of the people, what they do, they don't want to do? Part of it is what? Desire. I desire. And it's normal. Say good morning. Hey, Umzimbabwe is in a shock. You are painful. Please remind your body, my body behave. Tell Umzumele, okay, la man. Now, I'm just when I'm standing here, I am talking about habits. You think I am joking? We have habits we can't control. And you have to hear this because the next 2 days, I myself will be fasting. I will not have that. I was born. So, umama naye uzasifika and Sheila. The rest of the day, if you don't have discipline, I'm telling you, you will not be able to point out what you were doing at the mountain. Amen. If we say we are not eating, it takes 4 hours to cook. Now you are saying you are abstaining from food, so it means you also have an extra. You don't touch no bottle. How many chapters can you read in the Bible? Abanye, they abstain from food and cooking, they add on. You must get rid of the spirit of laziness before it gets rid of you. Increasing your hunger for God, not hunger for food. Increasing your for God kills the desire for the world. The world in exclamation marks. We know our own weaknesses. So they fall under that category, the world. And of course, the one that you've been waiting for. So neighbor, by the time we leave here, you would have lost 2 kgs. Praise God. That is inevitable. Because you're not taking the toxic stuff. That's why those Daniels, people were living long because they were fasting. Fasting. You know Catherine, have you seen her photographs? She was living on prayer and skinny. But when she speaks, the lame were walking, the deaf were hearing. Not that, Why? She was focused on her personal spirituality more than the public. Manje tinabo pastors sifuna ukubona sikole ukuthandaza. She was working hard for her own salvation. So whatever that she manifested in the private when it comes to the public, those are the things you must cry for. So I was asking that when you define God should position you, it does not necessarily mean that they must be up and down every day. I don't believe in churches that vomit 50 hours a day. When are they going to hear the word? It's not by might, not by power, but you have to position yourself. She was one of the skinniest women of God, but richest. So she could afford prawns. It's personal first, personal success. This is what you must cry for. Say, I want to come out of the group. Now myself, saying Prophet Kid, Rulan, Wagamland. Jesus did not ask his disciples to follow him. What he did and they saw, they left everything to follow. Amen. Pure influence. Now we must cry to come out of the crowd. And you alone, personally, know God.
Matthew chapter 4, verse 2. After spending 40 days and nights without food, Jesus was hungry. Verse 3. Then the devil came to him and said, "If you are God's son, order these stones to turn into bread." Verse 4. But Jesus answered, "The scripture says, human beings cannot live on bread alone."
Tell neighbor. Before you manifest tomorrow, remember, a man shall not live by. Tell neighbor, I know you. A man shall not live by sleeping alone. That is too far. I love you. So may God bless you. May God keep you. And I do hope that you will get a lot of testimonies.